Hello again, everyone. Age of June here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. This is definitely one of the more sad shoutcasts I've done, much like when I did a shoutcast of Scar's leaving. This one is sad for the same reason, and I'm sure people looking at the names here are going to recognize only one of them, and that is TheOddOne. TheOddOne is definitely one of my favorite players, and he's one of the ones that really got me into watching League of Legends. Unfortunately, he decided earlier this week, or actually last week now for you guys to believe, anyway, that he should step down because he did not feel that he was able to compete in the competitive environment as he had previously been able to do. So he actually did step down, and he has since been replaced by TSM Amazing. It used to be Copenhagen Wolves Amazing. I was going to go ahead and try to cast a game of Copenhagen Wolves Amazing, but unfortunately, the ProReplays.net does not have anything by him more recently than a month ago, and the one I tried to cast went ahead and bugged out on me and just bug splatted. So, no game from him yet. Maybe once he gets into NA, maybe he'll start showing up more on Pro Replays. That's what I'm hoping. And then I can go ahead and cast a game of him, because I'd really like to see some of his games. But because of that, we're going to go ahead and do this as a bit of a saying goodbye to TheOddOne. I mean, do keep in mind, he's not completely out of League of Legends. He's going to be streaming, which is great. And he's actually going to be a coach for TSM. He's going to be, Reggie and TheOddOne are both going to be coaches for TSM. Oh, Rengar's coming up for a gank. And it looks like Yasuo's actually able to escape this with no problem. Jumped right out of that one. I don't know if he knew that Rengar was here. I guess he did. But I don't know how. I guess just because Kale was being a little bit more... Oh, probably because he saw him in here. And yeah, that would be my guess anyway. OddOne's up here on mid trying to help out the Katarina a little bit, which probably definitely a good idea anyway. Katarina not so good early game against the Twisted Fate. But of course, late game, she's a monster, and if he can get her fed, everything's going to be great. And actually, I believe I watched this game, come to think of it. No, that one was longer. So, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but either way, it should definitely be interesting, eh? Yeah, but I'm definitely sad about the fact that TheOddOne has stepped down. That is not the only change for TSM, either. X Special has also disappeared. His wasn't he stepped down. His was, he apparently has had attitude problems recently, or maybe for a while, I don't know. But the team as a whole decided to go ahead and bump him for a little bit. And they did tryouts for other supports and stuff. He was actually in the tryouts, and it was a unanimous decision that Glebe Glarbu would actually take his place. That does mean that X Special was open to do other things, and Reginald actually went to Curse and traded him to Curse. So X Special is now a member of Team Curse. He's going to be supporting for them, and the previous support for Curse is actually punted to the side as well. So that is yet another change that has gone in this preseason, and it is just insane the amount of changes that have gone on. I mean, every team almost has had changes. The only one so far that hasn't would be... Oh. That would be Cloud9. Which, honestly, I can't say I blame them. Oh, is this going to happen? OddOne's getting ready for a gank here. Because, whatever. If it works, why fix it? But either way, they're still the only team that has not. OddOne is still hanging around here. He wants to get this gank. If TF overextends, there we go. OddOne goes in, doing quite a bit of damage to TF there. Forces him back at least, and actually did about half of his health. Oh, Katarina goes in and manages to get the first blood there. And she jumps away. She's gonna survive that with barely any health, but she does survive it. And in the meantime, it looks like the Sivir was forced back by these guys. Karma is an annoying support. I do not like facing Karma. She can just go ahead and harass. I mean, that's the entire essence of Karma. That, she's a real lane bully. And once you get to late game, she falls off hardcore. But until then, she's ridiculously annoying. I don't like her. So, yeah, all in all, I'm kind of sad by all these changes. Dignitas also has changes. The Cruiser the Bruiser and Skara are going to be stepping down or retiring. Skara's kept stepping back up into coach position. And Zion Spartan and Shifter from Coast have actually come over into Dignitas, and they will be replacing those two. So hopefully that'll go well. It may end up being a bit of an improvement for them, but I really don't know. I have no idea. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. I do know that it'll definitely be an interesting season either way. Coast is apparently going to continue playing in the Challenger Series, but they're going to obviously have other players because neither of those two is going to be allowed. The other three are still around though, but it's just those two. XDG has disbanded, from what I understand, and EG doesn't know what they're going to do yet. They are actually in tryouts for lots of things. They don't actually state what, but they are in tryout for lots of things, and they're wanting to make changes, but nobody knows what. They don't know that they really want to make changes to their lineup, but they want to change something because they don't feel they've been doing well, which honestly I can't say I blame them. They had a really rough season, and I could definitely understand them wanting to... Oh, is that going to be a gank? Nope, not a gank. I can definitely understand them wanting to change something up. There we go. There comes the gank and gets the flash, and the nice wind wall just eats that gold card. Sorry, TF. You just came up here for nothing. And it looks like OddOne's coming over here for a possible invade. He does go in here, and Rengar's there. Pink wards it, so he sees him. But we've got Katarina on the way up. They're going to go ahead and get this pink ward here. OddOne's going in, Yasuo's going in. There we go, he jumps in, gets stunned by TF. Lands the slow onto Rengar, though. And there's the exhaust onto TF. And Katarina jumps in, this TF is dead. She goes down to the OddOne. And in the meantime, Rengar and Kale are both here. They've kind of got to watch out a little bit, as it is a 3 versus 2. Katarina doing a bit of harass there. Rengar jumps in on her, does quite a bit of damage. But then he gets utterly destroyed by the other two. Yasuo getting really low. Down goes Rengar to the Katarina. Kale does manage to finish off the Yasuo, but she goes down to the OddOne. And that ends up being a 3 for 1 there. And that definitely comes out ahead there for the OddOne, especially since he's also going to be able to steal this red buff. So he's coming out of this way ahead. He's now, what, 2-0-2? Yeah, he's feeling pretty good after that little bit there. Just wish he wasn't retired, man. It's terrible. Darn it, OddOne. Why? Amusingly, you know, given the community's reaction and stuff of, oh my gosh, why? He posted on his Facebook. He's like, guys, I'm not dead. I'm still here. I'm just not going to be playing in TSM as a starter anymore. I'm still going to be streaming, still going to be doing everything. I'm just retiring. So, yeah. Just kind of feeling the love, and maybe a little bit too much love, amusingly enough. And, you know, that's the same thing that happened to Skara. It was kind of funny, because he did the same thing in Twitter. He's like, man, it looks like I died. Reading through all of his messages. And, you know, given... In some ways, it kind of makes sense. I mean, you're not going to be seeing them in tournaments anymore. You're still going to be seeing them stream. But it feels like it's not the same, you know? Katarina's coming around here for a gank on these guys. And there's the exhaust that comes out on Ezreal. In goes the Katarina. Not yet. She got exhausted. We're going to wait until she exhaust wears off. There we go. She goes in. Forces the flash there from the Ezreal. Rengar coming in. And these guys are falling back now. Nice Q there, as well as another Q there from the Sivir. Does a lot of damage to Karma. Not going to be able to finish her off, however. But they do manage to push these guys back, and Rengar was not able to do anything. OddOne's coming up here to go ahead and shove this wave back. Make sure TF doesn't take the tower. And it looks like Katarina's actually on her way back up as well. OddOne ults in. He goes in, jumps in onto the TF. TF is in a bit of trouble there. Ult comes out again from OddOne. The stun comes out from Katarina, but it really doesn't matter. He's going to go down. He tried flashing over the wall, but of course she's got Shun Post, and she just jumped right to him, and he's dead. Nice gank there from them. I'm not sure why he thought it was safe to be that far extended. I guess he thought it was just going to be Katarina and was not expecting the fact that the OddOne was on his way up. But unfortunately for Twisted Fate there, that's not the way it ended up going. Kale got really low here, and I'm not sure why. Oh, Yasuo just sitting there ripping her to shreds. Wind wall, a little too late there. Oh, he does land the pop-up. Not going to finish her off, though. She is taking off, but that's Yasuo. That's not going to end up happening. He's getting really close. He's going to let that slide. He's going to let it slide. And he's going to go in on the tower here. She's actually coming back, interestingly. Which, given the fact that we've seen multiple ganks from the odd one, she's got to watch out. You do not want to get ganked this low on life. Although she has ulti? She does not have ulti, so I'm really surprised she decided to stick around. And now we see Katarina coming up. She's circling around from the side, and that may end up being a dead Kale there. There we go. She's going in now. Katarina goes in. Down goes the Kale. Jumps to Yasuo, getting out of that. TheOddOne is here in case Rengar decides to go in. Rengar wisely decides to back off, and that is not going to happen. Twisted Fate is hanging around, so he may end up ulting this, and we may see a bit of a gank here. OddOne's going in onto Rengar, going to go ahead and go in. In comes the Twisted Fate ult. The Rengar is slowed. OddOne jumps in. Down goes Rengar. Now Twisted Fate's going, oh crap, he gets stunned. Or he stuns Yasuo, but it's a little too late, and that's going to be another kill for Katarina, would be my guess. Nope. Goes to the OddOne. OddOne gets stunned under tower, but he's going to be fine anyway. And that is another death there for that TF. He is having a really bad time with this game. He's currently 0-4-0. Ether Wisp, interesting. And that's going to give the opportunity here for Yasuo to do quite a bit of damage to the tower. Not a ton, as Kale is actually almost here. This Android 0, but he did a decent amount of damage to her as well. Now he's just trying to get out of it. But that right there is actually baiting her because the OddOne comes in. There is her ulti, but I think she's still going to go down. She's a little too slow for that. Yes, she does indeed end up going down to the OddOne. And that was a very nice bait there. OddOne was able to come right in and just insta-give her. She went down fast. These guys, I will say the red team's bot lane is actually doing pretty darn well. They have successfully kept these guys pressed to the tower the whole time, which, given the fact that it's Karma and Ezreal, I can't say I'm surprised. I really can't. Sivir, a little bit painful earlier, and of course, you know, Jenna, not the greatest ever. In comes Katarina, though, going in. Gonna go get stunned there by the Karma. She ults there, and out comes the Janna ulti, punting the Ezreal against the wall. In goes Sivir, gonna get the kill there, and the kill onto Karma goes to the Katarina. That is a killing spree for the Katarina. She is currently 5-0-4. That is a huge Katarina, and that is scary. That is a very scary thing to see when the enemy Katarina has 5 kills and 4 assists at 10 minutes. In goes the OddOne onto the TF, and that's gonna be another dead TF. The slow comes out. He's trying to run away, but the Katarina was able to get in there again, and she just utterly annihilated him. TF is definitely not enjoying himself this game. Not at all. OddOne has camped the heck out of him, and of course that has snowballed Katarina like crazy, and Katarina's definitely been very good about capitalizing on that snowball. She's come down bot, she's ganked top, she's just ganked everywhere and ripped everyone to shreds. Yasuo's pushing top here, down to the bot lane, still, I believe, in the favor of the red team. 119-78, yeah, definitely still in the favor of them. A little bit of a be careful pings. Just realized I have not looked at the people yet, interestingly enough. We've got Kale top lane, played by Android 0. Oh, in comes a gank onto Yasuo. In goes the Lisa. Oh, very nice wind wall there. And that means it's probably another dead TF. Maybe? Nope. He gets stunned there. Rengar's coming up, but Katarina says hello. Down goes the Rengar. Yasuo jumps over the wall, but he is actually going to live through that, and these guys are forced to back off. That was a very nice little flash there from him, and a nice follow-through by the Katarina there, finishing off that Rengar. That was actually really well played. The top lane for the blue team is the Yasuo here, played by I Forget. Ooh, a little bit of a fight here over the pink wards. They are going to manage to finish off that green ward, but it goes back up anyway. Twice, interestingly. Not sure why twice, but twice. Alright, mid lane, we've got Katarina, played by Fallen, versus Twisted Plate, played by I Hate My IGN, which would be in-game name. Apparently it is not like that. Ooh, nice spell shield there from Sivir, but not really going to help all that much. Ulti comes out from Ezreal, going to force her back. She cannot stick around again. And more action up top. These guys are having a nasty time. Going in on this tower, the OddOne's hanging around down here. Kale's on her way out, in goes Twisted Fate. Gonna go ahead and stun up the Yasuo. Kale jumps in, but they both go in on Yasuo. Oh yeah, on Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate goes down to OddOne. Katarina really low, but she does not end up going down. And of course, that pulled the Kale way the heck out here. Rengar's going in onto the Yasuo, trying to take her down. OddOne was able to finish off Kale, who had already used her ulti. And now Rengar's trying to circle around. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but he's going to try his best. It will happen. The minions actually get there just in time. He's going to dash, and he's going to make it out of this, which is definitely pretty amazing. And in the meantime, down bottom, we've actually got a bit of an engagement down here. These guys decide to turret dive, and Ezreal, from the looks of it, went down to the turret. Oh, Karma getting really low. Karma goes down. Janna manages to finish off the Ezreal somehow. Ezreal's getting he's really close. Yeah, he does indeed end up going down to her. But and Sivir actually took down the Karma thanks to the tower shot there. So Sivir went down for 2, and that is definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Alright, so down in the bot lane, I believe I looked at that. Yes, I did. We've got Sivir, played by Woshi Yinzai, versus Junkyoka, playing the Ezreal. And then, of course, the supports. Oh, again? Really? Dang. Janna is played by Sogo, and Karma is played by Melo. Or Milo? I don't know. Anyway, Karma, did she actually turret dive this? Yeah, she Deathfire grasped him, jumped in, and just instantly burst him down. And there was really nothing he could do about that. He thought he was safe under the tower. But no. She has so much burst right now that he didn't stand a chance. Alright, finally we've got the junglers. Kha'Zix, played by TheOddOne, versus Rengar, played by Hi, I'm Joshi. I kind of feel for Hi, I'm Joshi this time. I'm kind of surprised he chose Rengar. But either way, Rengar not so good versus Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix is, especially in the jungle. Top lane Rengar Rengar used to come out ahead. I'm not so sure anymore, actually. Given the whole nerf thing, I'm not actually sure at all. Janna seems to be doing a bit of a deep warding here. She is indeed warding up that blue buff. And Sivir actually successfully pushed that to the tower. CS, yeah, we're still seeing a huge lead for Ezreal on CS. But every other lane is losing big time. And we actually have these guys. Oh, TF ulti going up top. Gonna go in on the Yasuo. Gonna land the stun. Does land the stun. The slow comes out from Kale. Yasuo says, I'm gonna try to take TF down. He jumps, is getting really low. He goes down to the TF though. But in the meantime, the rest of his team is down here being, well, not the rest of his team, but these guys are getting turret dove. Sivir does go down to the Ezreal before dying. Before Ezreal dies, but not sure it was worth it. Katarina going and taking down the Ezreal, and that's going to be another tower for them. So they ended up getting 2 for 2, but it's a tower as well, which definitely puts this in the lead for them. Rengar going to go in on Janna from the looks of it? Or he's trying to get Cat. You don't want to do that, Rengar. You do not want to do that. Oh, man. OddOne going in on Rengar now, and of course OddOne is ridiculous. He's going to be able to take the Rengar if he sticks around. Nope. OddOne's going to go ahead and run, as does the Rengar. They're going to go ahead and just back off here. Rengar might actually have been able to take the OddOne, but I'm not sure. I am really not sure, because OddOne had a lot of damage there. But TF finally did manage to go ahead and grab that tower, which is good for him. And he's being forced back by the Sivir here, though. He is actually ahead of her, I believe. Maybe not, given the 160 versus 222. Yeah. Oh, that missed. But doesn't matter. He goes in on her anyway. She's going to get out of it. Kind of amused that he just decided to go ahead and back off. I guess he figured she was baiting him. She wasn't, but he figured she was. Which I can definitely understand that. Checking here for the wards. Karma might be in a little bit of trouble here, but I don't think so. I think if they go in on her, Ezreal can come up to help her, because Ezreal is definitely stronger than Sivir at the moment. I think so anyway. Is he still stronger, though? Bloodthirster, she might be stronger, but I'm not sure. After a few stacks of Bloodthirsty stacks, I think she might be. But OddOne coming in here again. Gonna go in on Ezreal. Ezreal gets slowed, and he's gonna go down to the OddOne. And in the meantime, Karma's on the run here from the Sivir. She's gonna end up going down. And one more hit. Gonna happen. There we go. Down she goes. And I want to see what happened over here. Oh, that was just a tower, wasn't it? Oh, you got me all excited. Darn it. I thought that was a kill. But no, it was just Yasuo taking down the tower. Nice spell shield there by the Sivir, making sure that she does not get slowed by the Karma. I like that a lot. Katarina's up here going ahead and shove this in the meantime, which is honestly a very good idea on her part. When did TF die? I did see someone die. I was right. Oh, Katarina went in and insta-burst the TF. Okay. I knew I saw something. I didn't think I was crazy. And yeah, that's what that was. Kale kind of ripping against the Yasuo here. That's one thing about the wind wall. I don't believe it blocks the Kale E's because they aren't projectiles. They just instantly appear onto him. So that's a good counter versus Yasuo, at least somewhat anyway. But in this game, not going to be that big of a deal, as this Katarina is super dangerous. She is 10-0-5 at the moment. Oh man, TF trying to finally get some kills going in the Sivir. Sivir going to be able to finish him off though. Sorry TF, not going to happen. Oh, nice. Nice flash there. I'm not sure why exactly she did that, but luckily for her, Katarina was in the way to go ahead and stop that. I don't know, maybe she thought that he was going to go ahead and Q her, but that did not end up happening. He ended up gold guarding her, so she flashed, only to be stunned. But Katarina doing a lot of damage there. The Karma looks like she might get out. No! Katarina jumps in, and that is a dead Karma and a dead Ezreal. In goes Yasuo onto Kale. Gonna get that Kale ulti, but he is still going in. Katarina is here as well, and that may be a dead Kale. Yeah, oh man, nice flash from Kale. And that is shut down gold there by the Kale. But Yasuo finishes her up, but in comes Rengar to go ahead and finish off the Yasuo. So that ends up going pretty decently for them. The flash E there from Rengar does not end up hitting, and she's going to go ahead and pop him up. She will escape this, but unfortunately for Katarina, she did end up going down. Now we've got Sivir and OddOne pushing mid, but it doesn't matter because that is the end of this game. Sadness about OddOne. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you're not too brokenhearted about the changes there if you didn't know about them. Sorry I had to be the one to break the news to you, but yeah. If you want to continue seeing more, definitely check out Reddit because they've got a lot of information about the changes. There's a lot going on. It's kind of ridiculous. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.